Coming up on the British TV watch list.
The mysteries are solid, but what pulls you through is watching a complicated man navigate a town that is both familiar and foreign to him.
From cozy mysteries to intense police procedurals, we talk about the characters, performances, series, and episodes from your favourite British TV shows.
Hey, welcome back to the British TV watch list. It's Michael T. Now, if you're like me, you love British TV. You love the characters, the actors who create them. You love the writing, the way the story takes its time to breathe. You love that the setting isn't just a backdrop, it sometimes becomes part of the story. Well, what if I told you there's a whole region of the world making television with exactly those same qualities? I'm talking about Australia and New Zealand. I've watched a lot of television from that part of the world, and their TV deserves the same respect you give your favorite British TV shows. Same storytelling instinct, same commitment to character, same sense of place, different accent, different landscape, but the same DNA. Now, I want to be precise about something. Australian and New Zealand television isn't exactly British television. These are their own national cinemas, their own stories, their own voices. But Australia and New Zealand are Commonwealth nations. They share with Britain a cultural and historical heritage. It shows up, I think, in how they make television too. And we'll get to that. When I say British TV watch list, I use the word British generously, the way the Commonwealth itself does. If it shares that storytelling heritage, it belongs in the conversation. So let me take you through some of what I've been watching. We start in New Zealand, specifically a fictional town called Brokenwood. Population around 5,000 with a murder rate that would embarrass Chicago. The Brokenwood Mysteries premiered in 2014. The current season 12 is available now on Acorn TV. If you've never heard of it, that's a shame because this show is exactly what you're looking for if you love cozy British mysteries. The lead is Detective Senior Sergeant Mike Shepherd. Neil Ray plays him. Shepherd arrives in Brokenwood from Auckland to investigate a case, and he never leaves. What makes him work is the details. He drives a classic car. He loves country music. He has a handful of ex-wives, and right up front in the beginning of the story, he talks to the dead victim at the crime scene. Across from him is Detective Kristen Sims, played by Fern Sutherland. She is by the book, a little mysterious, very private. She's a great detective, but don't let her make the coffee. That's a running joke throughout the show. Also part of the team is Detective Sergeant Daniel Chalmers, played by Jared Rawiri. Chalmers is the no-nonsense cop, kind of an enforcer. Here's what I love about Brokenwood. The town is a character. There are eccentric residents, community quirks, local secrets. Just like where you live, you feel like you know the place. And it looks a lot like where I live in Hawaii. The show films around the Auckland region. Brokenwood has been compared to Midsummer Murders, but Brokenwood has its own quirkiness, like a Russian pathologist who has a big crush on Mike Shepherd. Mike avoids her. You'll see plots involving Maori culture and country music festivals and small-town secrets that run generations deep. All right, that's Brokenwood Mysteries. My Life is Murder is a different kind of show, lighter on its feet, but still excellent, and pastel colors everywhere. Lucy Lawless plays Alexa Crow. She's a retired homicide detective. She's sharp, unapologetic, reluctant to come back to casework, but also unable to resist. The show started in Melbourne, then moved to Auckland for seasons 2 through 5. It's technically an Australian-New Zealand co-production, and Lucy Lawless, of course, is a New Zealander.
Did you know that there's a a group of online crime fans who think that you murdered Wyatt?
Season 5 is available now. What works here is Lawless. She carries the show. Alexa is funny. She's snide. I see some defensiveness in her. She's guarded, like she's putting up a front so no one can see what she's actually like. And Alexa has a side hustle. She bakes bread for a local restaurant. Hey, believe it or not, the Australian outback can actually get pretty cold during their winter months of June, July, and August. Anywhere in the 30 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll want to make sure you've got the coziest bedding and bath items on hand in case you hit those temperatures. And of course, you can get both at CozyEarth.com. 30-degree weather is just cold enough where you need a nice big comfy towel or a throw for the sofa or a set of cozy pajamas. And right now, you can get up to 30% off when you use my promo code at CozyEarth.com. And yes, I get a commission and you get a great discount. Just enter BTVW1 when you check out at CozyEarth.com. Okay, now let's talk about Australia. Dr. Blake Mysteries ran from 2013 to 2017 on ABC Australia. It streams on BritBox. It stars Craig McLachlan as Dr. Lucian Blake. He returns to Ballarat after 30 years away. He takes over his late father's medical practice and his role as police surgeon. The year is 1959. What I love about this show is how it uses the past, post-war Australia, a society still figuring out what it is. Dr. Blake served in World War II. He lost people. Things happened during the war that affect him today. The mysteries are solid, but what pulls you through is watching a complicated man navigate a town that is both familiar and foreign to him. His housekeeper, Jean Beasley, is played by Nadine Gardner. Jean is the emotional center of the show. She's a widow herself. Two people carrying quiet grief circling each other over the course of 5 seasons. Next, Ms. Fisher's Modern Murder Mysteries. This is a spin-off of the original Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries. This modern version is set in 1960s Melbourne. It stars Geraldine Hakewell as Peregrine Fisher, the niece of the famous Phryne Fisher from the original. Same sharp wit, same gorgeous period detail. It has the coziness of a Father Brown or Sister Boniface episode. Both the original Miss Fisher and the modern spin-off are on Acorn. Darby and Joan is another cozy mystery from Australia. Brian Brown plays Jack Darby, a retired Australian detective traveling the outback alone with his dog. Greta Scacchi plays Joan Kirkhope. She's a recently widowed English nurse on her own road trip through northern Queensland. They collide, literally, and an adventure begins. This show is for grown-ups, not because it's dark, but because it centers around a couple of mature lead characters. The landscape of Northern Australia is astonishing. The relationship between Jack and Joan develops at exactly the right pace. Brown is one of Australia's most accomplished actors. Scacchi brings an English steadiness that plays beautifully against the vast Australian light. 2 seasons on Acorn TV. If you want something that settles you rather than rattles you, this is it. And then there's RFDS. RFDS stands for Royal Flying Doctor Service. It's a real organization that began operating since 1928. Medical professionals who fly to remote communities across the Australian outback. The drama launched on the 7 network in 2021. I watch it on PBS Passport. This is one of the least cozy on today's list. It's a medical drama with ongoing storylines, more soap opera in structure than mystery. Emma Hamilton plays Dr. Eliza Harrod. Stephen Peacock plays Nurse Pete Emerson.
They were underground and there was an explosion. Jesse received burns to his airways, Hayden to his back. We're taking them to the Grace in Adelaide now.
The setting is Broken Hill and the Australian outback. The sky is enormous. The distances are brutal. There are moments in this show where you feel the heat and the isolation through your screen when a plane has to land in impossible conditions to reach someone in an emergency situation, and they're hours from any other help. And of course, there's romance, family intrigue, and normal everyday challenges of life. I would imagine New Zealand and Australia have pretty vibrant golf tournaments. The weather there is perfect for golf all year round, just like it is here in Hawaii. And if your golf game needs work, maybe you can find a new golf polo at Pins and Aces. I've seen some really bold yet classy looking shirts on their website. And right now, if you head there, pinsandaces.com, you can get up to 30% off when you use my promo code pinsandaces.com. Just enter BTVW1 when you check out at pinsandaces.com. And yes, I get a commission and you get a great discount. So where does this all leave us? Here's what I've noticed across all of these shows. The same thing that makes British television so good is present in Australian and New Zealand television. It's character over spectacle, story over sensation, setting as soul, not scenery. American television tends to scale up. Bigger stakes, bigger moments, more plot turns per episode. It turns a lot of TV shows into fantasy stories. British Commonwealth television tends to go deeper into character and place. Stories are generally more complex, and characters are more developed. That's a harder thing to make than an explosion, and when it works, it stays with you. Okay, now, two more that you might want to put on your radar. Top of the Lake is a New Zealand crime drama from 2013. It's directed by Jane Campion and stars Elizabeth Moss. I haven't seen it, but it popped up in my research for this episode of the podcast. It premiered at Sundance, darker than anything else I mentioned today. It's a very serious series for a very mature audience. And Outrageous Fortune ran 6 seasons in New Zealand from 2005 to 2010. The story of a criminal family trying to go straight. It was adapted twice, if that sounds familiar, in the UK as Honest in 2008 and in the United States as Scoundrels in 2010. It's another show for adults only, not nearly as dark as Top of the Lake, but highly rated on IMDb with an 8.4. And here's something worth knowing. Both Australia and New Zealand are investing heavily in their screen industries right now. Screen Australia reported a record 2.7 billion Australian dollars spent on drama production in 2024 and 2025. That's a 43% increase over the year before. And New Zealand is expanding its screen production rebate to attract international projects and keep local talent working at home. Both governments understand that storytelling is infrastructure, that the stories a country tells about itself matter. More good televisions coming from this region. Hey, before we go, I want to say hello to our listeners in Austin, Texas, in the USA, Pikeville, Kentucky, and Hobart, Tasmania, Australia, of course. Wherever you are, I appreciate you listening. And if you'd like to support this podcast, check out our Patreon site. You can also support us by shopping at CozyEarth.com and PinsAndAces.com. Use our promo code BTVW1 to get as much as a 30% discount when you check out. That's all for now. Thanks for listening to the British TV Watch List. Until next time, cheers.
The British TV Watch List is written and produced by Michael T. in Honolulu, Hawaii. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. All rights reserved. Copyright 2026. Michael T. Media.